Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. As always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. This is a follow-up of a video I did yesterday. It was called one of my experiences with I guess the pronunciation is Mercy. That's the name of the website, the selling post. It's kind of like a small version, a baby infant version of eBay, and it's a pretty good site because you can find some pretty good prices, but they're not going to be posted every single day. You got to kind of, look on it regularly to try to find good deals, because once a good deal is posted, it's probably gone within a day or two, and they'll leave it up saying it's been sold. And I look at some of the price, I'm like, really? This went for this low amount of money? Which is the opposite of Reverb, because on Reverb, these people try to charge you 3 times the amount of what the item is worth. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they try to gouge you that bad. I see stuff, for the most part, at least twice as much, but most times it's 3 times as much. Or 3 times, the markup is 3 times, times 3. I was like, this is just ridiculous. I'm like, do they know that every other place in the country or the planet that this item goes usually somewhere between this range and this range? You create a whole new range, and it's an outrageous range. But anyway, I purchased a computer off there last week. I only paid $30, so I wasn't expecting a lot. Just a basic little, I guess, beater, for lack of better words, workhorse, just a little backup thing. So I'm reading the description of it, and the guy said it's got Windows 7, because I want Windows. I don't want to deal with 10. 10 is a nightmare. So Windows installed number 7. He said there are no issues, quote unquote. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get it, and it only has one browser. I'm like, uh-oh. I mean, normally when you have an active PC, it's good to have at least 2 browsers. If one get corrupt, you can delete that one and work off that one, and then download another one. Because if you only got one and it get messed up, how you gonna get on the internet? Unless you buy something that you have on diskette and then upload it, because you can't get on the internet to download anything. So it came, it had one browser, and I had a hard time initially even getting onto the internet, because for some reason the Internet Explorer said that security certificate error or something. It wouldn't let me. It said we don't advise you to use this browser, you can't trust it. So it wouldn't let me get on. And then I got around it not getting on, and then it came up and it only gave me a partial working website. I could go to some websites, say for instance like YouTube, it will take me there, but then when it loads all of the, you would see normally the visual emails, the videos, it was blank. And I clicked on it, nothing happened. So a long story short, I realized that it had malware on it. And malware is a mother. Viruses are bad, but malware, they deliberately do things that you're not able to do. Say for instance, again, it won't let you download. Now my phone ring. It won't let you download anything, and it does it deliberately because it don't want you to download another browser, so you can get rid of that browser. It does a lot of things to keep you from just getting on the internet. So I contacted the guy. I said, did you test this before you sent this to me? Because it's not working. And I know he didn't test it, because if he did, he would have the same problems. Because it'd be different if you say this. I got a couple of old PCs around here, and I haven't tested them thoroughly. And this is why I'm charging you the low price, because the burden falls on you just to see if it works. But I'm telling you, I would have been cool with that. But he clearly stated verbatim, no issues, working fine. I'm like, okay. So I contacted him. I said, did you test this before you sent it to me? And he gave me this real bizarre request or response. I don't understand. You need to contact technical support. How am I going to do that when that computer is 10 years old? It's not under warranty. So who am I supposed to call? You're supposed to call Mercy. Mercy is the website like eBay that I bought it off. I'm like, why would I call them? And why would they be responsible for you selling me something that don't work? I mean, please explain that to me, because it makes no sense. And he never did answer the question as far as yes, I tested it and it was working when I sent it to you, or no, I'm sorry, I didn't test it. Never answered that question. So I was going to let it go because I'm like, it's only $30, but I'm not going to let it go. And I'm going to tell you why. You got to start making people accountable for their responsibility. You know, his responsibility was to send me something that was working and something that he tested. Again, it's different if he would have noted that and said, I haven't tested this. This is why I'm only, selling it for $30. I would have had no problem with that. But the fact that he lied, and he did lie about it's working in working condition, because it's not. So I'm like, okay, now I'm forced to give you the feedback that's appropriate for this transaction. It's not that I'm being a hard ass. I just want you to do what you're supposed to do. You got paid to give me this, and I didn't get what I paid for, whether it was $10 or $30. So I gave him the appropriate feedback. I said, seller sent me a defective PC with malware. It's not working properly. He clearly stated in the description it was working fine, which is obviously a lie. So you don't want to deal with this guy. And it's the truth. There was nothing in my statement that was not true and was maliciously motivated. I'm just telling the truth. I paid for something that you said was working. It was working fine. I get here, it ain't working. So I spent 10 hours trying to get rid of the malware, because I told you the malware is a mother. It pre-thinks to say, okay, he's going to try this, so I'm going to shut this down right now. Or he's going to try this, I'm going to try to shut this down right now, so he can't get in to do anything to get rid of me. And it took me 10 hours of figuring things out, how to get around certain things, and I finally prevailed. I was able to upload a antivirus because it wouldn't let me do it coming out of that browser that was already corrupt with malware. So I was able to get around that and able to upload a antivirus, and that antivirus took like 9 hours to complete. And then I ran 4 more as backup to make sure I got rid of this ugly malware. And I was successful. I was able to have gotten rid of it, but it took me 10 hours of work. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. Because again, it'd been different if you said to me, well, I don't think it does work, or I'm not sure. So, buyer beware. I'm like, okay, for $30, so I'll see what's going on. And then if I would have had to put that 10 hours in, like, it's not a big deal, because he forewarned me. He was honest instead of telling me some shit that wasn't true. It's in working conditions, fine, ain't nothing wrong with it. And again, he never addressed or answered the question I asked him. And I asked him again, did you test this? He didn't respond to that. He just gave me this real bizarre response. I don't understand. What is there to not understand? You sent me something that you said it was working, and it's not working. So why is that hard to understand? And then why would you send me to Mercy as far as I don't do technical support? You got to contact them. They're not responsible for your computer that you sold me. You are. So I don't know what that shit was about. I'm like, are you high or crazy? But I've been mentally exhausted for the last 7 days because I got to go through stuff that I shouldn't have to go through. Again, with Amazon, I sent them on 4 different occasions, 4 payments to pay for one item that cost $65. And all of my payment attempts, and I used 3 different credit cards, or 4, they all were denied. I'm like, it's not the cards, because I got more than enough to cover that $65 charge. And what are the chances of 4 different financial, credit card companies that are not affiliated with each other would decline my payment? There's something wrong with your system. And one of my subscribers threw out a really good theory, and I'm testing that right now because I was thinking the same thing. So within 4 days, I will be able to determine if what we thought might be the problem could be the problem. But I can't say at this particular time. I got to wait for 4 days, and then I'll do an update on that Amazon thing, because I'm kind of thinking that it is what you thought it was, the subscriber. And I thought that too. That ran past my mind. At one point, I'm like, maybe it's this, but, we'll find out. But again, I just thought I'd give you guys an update, because I'm like, I just been mentally exhausted lately, because I'm like, I'm expecting small things. This ain't major, and you got people that just refuse to follow through. Because again, with this guy, contact Mercy. Why would I need to contact them? You sold me the PC. They have no responsibility as far as it working. You know, they're only responsible for facilitating the transaction, notifying me that once I submit payment that you ship my item. And then they notified me and told me it was delivered. I'm like, thanks. That's all they're responsible for. They're not responsible for what seems to be the problem with the computer that this guy sold you. We ain't got nothing to do with, you know. But it's just been an exhausting week because I've been dealing with stuff like this the last couple of days. People that, like from another planet. It's like, really? Till next time, take care and thanks for watching.